What Aliya to the Torah is the most prestigious to get?
Well, for beginners, very important to understand that having an Aliya to the Torah is very respectful and very honorable, and in a way, it's not very relevant which one of them, because in the end, it's Torah Achatz, it's one Torah, and every single word and every single letter in Torah are important and are equally important, and therefore, as long as someone gets an Aliya, connects as a brachas, he receives all the blessings and all the connections that his neshama needs to connect to Torah. That's the real truth. And after saying that, there still are some levels in the Aliyas. The first Aliya is the most honorable and respectful one, and that is why we honor the most holy and honorable person in Shul, which is a Kohen. In fact, it's a mitzvah from Torah, v'kidashtei, should sanctify him, should honor him, and should respect him. And therefore, the first Aliya is given to a Kohen, unless there's no Kohen there. The second Aliya is given to the Levi. The Levi is secondary to the Kohen, but he's still part of the tribe of Levi that's serving the Beis HaMikdash, and therefore the second Aliya will be given to the Levi. If there's no Kohen or no Levi, then it goes back to the Yisrael. In fact, there is a shitta that if there's no Kohen in Shul, but there is a Levi, you give the Levi the first Aliya because you still want to honor and respect the tribe of Levi. After saying that, the Kohen and the Levi, comes the third Aliya. The third Aliya, in many, many communities, considered the most respectful and honorable Aliya, because it's the first Aliya that an individual that is not a Kohen or a Levi could have. So in many, many communities, the third Aliya is considered the Aliya that's given to the Rav, or the more honorable and respectful person in the Shul. According to Kabbalah, based on the Arizal, the most honorable and respectful Aliya is Shishi. Why? Shishi comes and represents the idea of Yesod. We know in Kabbalah that Yesod is a culmination of all the previous midos that are in Seder Shtalshus, and therefore the Shishi, the B'chin of Yesod, is a very, very honorable, respectful Aliya. Many Mekubalim try to have an Aliya by Shishi. In fact, many Chassidish Rebbes, not Chabad, also get an Aliya by Shishi. Many people, and specifically among Sephardic communities, the seventh Aliya is the most honorable and respectful, especially somebody that's in the year of mourning or in the Shabbos before a yahrzeit. They try to get Shvi'i. Shvi'i is called Mashlim, and the reason I want to get Shvi'i because I want to say the Kaddish that completes the reading of the Torah. We have a tradition in Chabad that the maftir is very, very important. We know, for an example, by the letter the Rebbe writes before Yud Shvat, telling the Chassidim they should try to get an Aliya before the yahrzeit of the previous Rebbe. The Rebbe says they should try to appoint the most honorable and respectful person to get maftir, haftarah, because haftarah is a very, very important Aliya. The reason is we know the haftarah was established as a result of a decree of a gzeira, and the Yidden insisted that even though they couldn't read the Torah, they should find an alternative that will allow them to gather together and be able to discuss Torah even though they're not actually reading the Torah. Says the Rebbe, whenever a person gets an Aliya, he gets an uplifting, not just physically and not just spiritually by all levels. And whenever we are talking about a neshama klalis, a general soul, a general neshama, when any one of the neshamas that's connected to that neshama, meaning Klal Yisrael, whenever a Rebbe gets an Aliya, is uplifted together with his neshama. And says the Rebbe, that being that neshamas, the Rabbeim, would get an Aliya by haftarah, by maftir, they would not just uplift the people that are connected to them, but they would give them the power of having Mesiras Nefesh to Torah. So as I began and said, the first Aliya is very honorable and respectful. The second one is very respectful. The third one is very respectful. The sixth, the seventh, haftarah. Nevertheless, anybody that gets an Aliya for sure connects to the Torah. The Torah is one mitzias. The Torah is one being. It's Achdus Gemura, and just as we know that even if one letter is missing in Torah, the whole Sefer Torah is not kosher. So any Aliyah that a person gets and is able to connect to the Torah and to the Neisana Torah, the one that gave the Torah, it's for sure an honorable and a respectful and a spiritual level that he puts himself in.